Hello everybody, welcome back to another how to draw video. This is episode 21, how to draw arms part 2. I'm not sure how long this one is going to be, but we're going to get into some more difficult angles of the arms in this video. So in this video I'm describing here, I just wrote here, the arm can move in so many different directions that it makes it difficult to draw. So what I'm doing now right here is I'm just drawing just this idea that the arm can literally move in any of these positions because the arm rotates on the shoulder, and you can literally move, excuse me, I moved away from the mic. You can literally move it any direction you want. It can go basically in a 360. You can move it up, down, forward, side to side. And this is the hard part. Every time the arm moves, the perspective changes. So right here what I'm doing is I'm drawing just an arm in different positions from the same shoulder, from the same deltoid joint. I'm just showing you how it can be moved into different spots just from one pivot point. And again, this is why arms, in my opinion, are so hard to draw, because the position just changes every single time, and there's a ton of perspective involved when you start lifting the arm, raising the arm. But here we go, just drawing some different positions. There aren't really any perspective in these, it's just kind of flat. But I'm just gonna clean this up just a little bit here. And then, I know it's kind of a weird sketch, but I wanted to draw this just to get the idea, get the point across that the arm can move literally forward and back on the same point. And you know, there's so many different positions it can be in. They're like hands in a way. There's so many different positions. It's kind of a little bit daunting. So usually, like, the easiest position for you to put the arms is just to the side, but that's really static and not very dynamic. So as soon as you start moving the arms, and we already talked about the torso, but twisting the torso moves everything else. So then the arms move, and arms are difficult for that reason, the different positions. So this video is almost more like this is going to be more of a demonstration of sketching some different arms. On the next page we'll get into that, but here I'm just drawing the different positions that an arm can go into. Like, it's like swinging forward and back, almost like a pendulum, because when you walk, your arms swing naturally, and what happens with that is the perspective is actually changing every second the arm moves, so it makes it even more difficult. If you were to, like, take a freeze frame from frame to frame, you know, the arms would be in a different position every single time. They would never be in the same spot twice, basically, really, because when your legs move, the arms move in opposite directions, and so they're constantly moving even when you're walking. Arms, like I said, arms are, for me, they're really hard. But here I'm just indicating where the elbow would be, and then I tried to draw the deltoid in the same spot each time so that you can see where it would be if it was moving forward or back. So about to finish up this page here, and we're going to move to the next page in a second. I think I was going to draw the hands on these, and then I just kind of ditched that idea, I think. And then here I'm drawing, the next thing I'm going to draw is, I think, an arm from the back side, just to see what it might look like from the back if it's not bent. You'll see like the elbow and then the back side of it. Again, these arms are basically like tubes. That's all it is. So we're going to go down to the next page here pretty quick. And we're going to get into some more difficult poses here on this page. I'm using reference for all these. Honestly, don't feel ashamed of using reference. Don't feel like you're cheating or like you're no good. Like, it takes a lot of time to memorize what something looks like in a specific position. And especially with things that move constantly, use reference. Don't try to fake it. So here what I'm doing is I'm going to draw like 5 examples of an arm in different positions to show you how complicated it can get just getting the arms to look right. So here I'm drawing an arm kind of outstretched. I can't remember what reference I used for this. I don't remember. I filmed this video quite a while ago. I think in the next couple videos we're going to start getting into hands. So I haven't really talked about hands much, but we'll get into that soon. But anyway, here I'm drawing an arm just kind of outstretched. I don't know, maybe he's using the force or something. But you see how what I'm going to write here in a minute, I don't know where that is. Sorry, I'm all off track. Like I said, I filmed this a while ago, so I don't know where my notes come in. So here's another arm that I'm drawing. I drew the collarbone first, and then the upper arm, and now the lower arm. I wanted it to do a bending position where the arm is being pushed backwards. Maybe like he's running or something. And then there's the deltoid on top of it, where you see how the deltoid is kind of stretched. So again, every time the arm moves, it changes the shape of that chest muscle. Here's another drawing of the arm from the underside. This is a hard view to draw correctly. I'm still struggling with this myself. Drawing the underside of the arm it's not a position that you see very often, I think, even in like comic books. So actually, you do see it quite often in comic books, but you don't see it really in real life, where you see the underside of someone's arm and you see their armpit. That section of the arm is a little bit difficult to get right, specifically the anatomy, I think. But that's what I'm drawing here is the underside. There's the deltoid on top, and then the collarbone. Now here, what I'm doing is I'm trying to draw a really foreshortened upper arm. So when the arm is coming directly at you, you're not going to see the other half of the arm. It's hidden behind the forearm. The forearm is covering it up. So actually, this is something that I really struggle with drawing. I struggle with drawing something that's covered or hidden that you can't see. And so you have to know what's behind it to be able to draw it accurately. And I've already spent years and years practicing this. But here I'm drawing, and I'm not even anywhere near where I want to be as far as how good I am at it. But here I'm drawing a really foreshortened angle where you're not seeing the upper arm. You just see maybe a part of the shoulder, and that's it. So now I'm going to clean these up a little bit. Make them look a little nicer. So this one is really mostly a demo. Like I said, I'm trying to give you some nicer examples. But yeah, he's using the force, probably pushing something or lifting something. Who knows? Okay, here we go for my notes. So what I'm writing here is you want to be aware of overlapping shapes when you're drawing something that's in front of something else. So what I did there was I kind of overlapped that the end of the forearm with the upper arm to show that the forearm is kind of in front of it in a little bit. It's not really in front of it, but just to show that, just to give it a little bit more depth, I think. So here I'm working on the bent arm pose where the arm is kind of up and back. Again, these kind of poses take a while to get right, but you just got to keep drawing. I'm not even that good at it, to be honest. But that's why we all practice as much as we can. So here I'm also thinking about overlapping shapes. I'm thinking about how, that deltoid overlaps the pec muscle, the bicep because it's contracted overlaps the forearm, and then that's really going to sell the drawing and make it look believable. Not necessarily realistic because I don't really want to draw realism. I want to draw a stylized version of realism. So your overlapping shapes are important. So in that last one I drew, the bicep is overlapping the forearm because it's contracted. So you can tell that the bicep is on top of the forearm because I overlapped the line. I overlapped that contour line. That's important. You got to make sure you're paying attention to that. So here I'm cleaning up the drawing where you're seeing the underside of the arm. This one is a hard one for me even to get it right. The anatomy of this part of the body is tough because, like I said, it's not one that we see all the time. Drawing the armpit in general can be difficult. But that's how we get better. We got to draw the stuff that we're not good at. And stuff that we struggle with. We got to draw it so that we can get better at it. It might bother you to draw something that's really difficult, but you won't get better at it if you don't practice it. So I think I erased some of this here and I erased that part. Not really sure what I was thinking there, to be honest. What I'll probably do is once I get through all these basic videos, I'll go through and do muscle anatomy so we can all learn that together. That's actually really difficult, the muscles, placing them correctly. But anyway, the arm, like I said, the arm muscles, especially underneath that that upper arm, the muscles underneath there and the armpit, that's hard to draw. It's definitely something that even I need to practice. So here I'm moving on to the foreshortened arm. Again, this is the one where you can't see that upper arm. It's completely behind the other one. It's completely behind the forearm, so you can't see it. It's hard for me to imagine what something looks like, and that's part of your growth as an artist. You have to learn how to imagine something that you can't see, and what would it look like if I could see through it. And I still struggle with that, and that's something I work on all the time. So here I'm making drawing this into a fist from the opposite side. It's the closed side of the fist that you normally don't see very often from the other angle, from the opposite side of the arm. You normally see the side of the fist that has the thumb and the first finger, but you don't see the other side of it. And as you can see, I'm clearly struggling with it on how to draw it. I really struggle with fists. That's something we're going to have to work on together. But we'll get into hands very soon. So there, I think I got the fist looking okay. So me being a perfectionist, I'm always trying to clean up everything and make it look as nice as I can. But just remember, not everything has to look perfect. And then this last one that I'm drawing here, is just a bent pose, and this really could be either the right or left arm, depending on which direction you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from the front, it would be the left, and then if you're looking at it from behind, it would be the right. So it all depends on, the angle that you have your hand. I think that's what I write here in a minute. Yeah, it says this could either be a right or left arm, depending on the direction of the hand. So you learn some of those little tricks as you keep drawing. You'll realize, I could just flip the hand around and it would be a left arm, not a right arm. But you would be looking at it. It would be facing forward, not facing away. So, well, that's it. We're almost done here with episode 21. So I hope you learned something from this demonstration, some more difficult arm poses. Keep drawing your arms, keep practicing, and you'll get it. I mean, these are hard to draw. As you can see, I'm struggling with some of this myself. It takes a long time to get this right. So don't give up. Just keep going. And you'll get it eventually. So, yep, there's the wedge. Remember the wedge I talked about? I just added that on. So there I am working on my overlap. I'm making sure that the deltoid muscle is overlapping that bicep, because you want to make sure that that the deltoid is in front, that shoulder deltoid muscle is in front of the bicep muscle. That really sells it. Overlapping, remember, really overlapping really sells it. Yeah, see here I'm writing, remember to consider overlap in shapes. It determines which shape is in front or behind. That's something that newer artists forget a lot, I think, or they don't know to look for that, and so they don't draw it. And it can make your art look really, really flat if you don't put in the overlap. We got a couple more minutes. I thought we were almost done. Looks like I got a few more minutes here. I'm just looks like I'm just cleaning this up. So let me know in the comments what's your hardest arm position to draw. What positions do you have trouble with? If you leave me some comments, maybe I can draw a couple poses and post them in the community section. I think I drew too many fingers on that one. Yeah, this guy has, what the heck is going on here? This guy's got too many fingers. I must not have noticed that. I'm noticing it now, months and months later. I filmed this a long time ago. He has like 6 fingers on his right hand. You don't by any chance have 6 fingers on your right hand. Do you always start conversations this way? What movie is that from? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're basically about done here for episode 21, How to Draw Hands, Part 2. Hope you learned something, and I will see you next week where we're going to start getting into hands. Have a good one. Bye-bye.